Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So, as you probably know, Amonkhet released on Friday, which means it's Amonkhet week here in Instant Deck Tech land. All this week, every single day, every single deck tech, we're going to be examining decks that are influenced or made by cards from Magic's newest set. So today is Monday, which means it's Modern Monday, so we're going to be checking out Vizier Druid Combo, a new super sweet infinite combo deck. This build in specific comes from Abe Kenichi, who took it to a undefeated finish at a small Japanese tournament. However, playing on Magic Online, I have seen people playing this deck or something very, very close to this deck, so it is seeing play outside of the Japanese scene. A quick reminder before we break down the deck. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So Vizier Druid Combo is built around a Vizier of Remedies and Devoted Druid. So if you're not familiar with how this works, basically, if you can get a Vizier of Remedies out on the battlefield with a Devoted Druid, you can tap and untap your Devoted Druid an infinite number of times, making a mana every time you tap it. So essentially you get infinite green mana, because whenever you put the -1/-1 counter on Devoted Druid to untap it, that's basically negated by Vizier of Remedies, so you just have this infinite mana tapper. Really powerful in two mana plays, means this can come down really quickly. You can be going off with this as early as turn 3. Just be warned, Devoted Druid has summoning sickness, like all magic creatures, so you are going to have to wait for it to be unsummoning sick to actually start comboing off. But that's the main idea of the deck. So how does the deck win with infinite mana? And the plan here is to eventually get a Duskwatch Recruiter, and it has several ways to tutor them up, and then you can just get every single creature from your deck with Duskwatch Recruiter. Tap and untap your Devoted Druid 3 times, activate Duskwatch Recruiter, get a creature from your top 3 cards, do it again, do it again. As you cycle through your entire deck pulling out creatures, sooner or later you end up with Walking Ballista. You cast the Walking Ballista, X20 or X50, X100, however much life your opponent has, and just ping your opponent to death one at a time with Walking Ballista. So this is kind of the combo that the deck is going for. The rest of the deck actually looks a lot like typical Abzan Company. Lots of support cards, lots of ways to put together the combo. Two of the big ones, Court of Calling, great because it lets you get your Druid at your opponent's end of turn step, so you can immediately untap, it'll be unsummoning sick, and just start going off with your mana and Vizier. And then Collecting Company gets you 2 creatures for the price of 1. And one of the nice things about this deck is you don't really have to win with the combo. Why, that's the easiest, most direct way to just be like, okay, I win the game right now. You can definitely win just by valuing your opponent out of the game with a bunch of cheap creatures, putting counters on them, and so forth. So lots of ways to find the combo. And then we have a second combo. And one of the nice things about Vizier of Remedies is it fills the role of Melira as well, or Anafenza Kintree Spirit. So we get to play the typical infinite life combo of Kitchen Finks. Vizier is here as a sack outlet. When Finks enters the battlefield after being sacked, it gets 1 less -1 counter, which means 0 -1 counters. So you have this infinite persist, just keep sacking, gain infinite life. While infinite life doesn't directly win you the game, it's going to buy you a ton of time to set up your game-winning combo with your Duskwatch Recruiter, finding your Walking Ballista. So we have this combo as kind of a secondary combo as well. The rest of the deck is some mana acceleration in Birds of Paradise Noble Hierarch. Just gets our stuff out faster. Also important with our backup plan of winning with Gavany Township, putting counters on our creatures gives us a lot of extra mana. And then a bunch of one-ofs, tutor targets, value creatures. So remember, even though these are only 1 or in some cases 2-ofs, we can find them pretty regularly thanks to Collected Company and Court of Calling. Qasali Pridemage gets rid of an artifact or enchantment. Scavenging Ooze, main deck Graveyard Hate, Spellskite, combo protection. The combo, of course, is disrupted by removal. If your opponent can kill your Devoted Druid with your Vizier on the stack, or vice versa, it's going to put an end to your shenanigans, so Spellskite, super helpful there. Eternal Witness and Renegade Rallier can get things back from the graveyard, which means if your opponent can counter your Walking Ballista while you're comboing off, you can always just keep Duskwatching, find your Eternal Witness, try play again by getting your Walking Ballista back from the graveyard, and you can just get a lot of value with these cards by, for example, Collected Company, get Eternal Witness, something else, get back Collected Company, cast Collected Company again, so they're important to just overwhelming the opponent with value when the combo has been disrupted somehow. As far as the mana base, pretty straightforward. The only significant unique land is Gavany Township. Very good with the mana production going wide. There's 29 creatures in the stack. Pretty easy to flood the board with creatures, make them all bigger with Gavany Township, and win. The rest of the mana base, fetch lands, shock lands, basic lands. As far as the sideboard, we get some more creatures for specific situations. Anafenza, more graveyard hate, also a big body. Eidolon, one of the best answers to Storm-type combo decks. Or Pontiff, a great way to deal with a board full of tokens, and then Eldritch Evolution gives us additional ways to find these pieces. So if we really need Eidolon to beat Storm, we can not only bring in Eidolon, but also bring in Eldritch Evolution, which is kind of two Eidolons, since we can use Eldritch Evolution to find the Eidolon. Then just a bunch of good stuff answers, Path to Exile for creatures, Maelstrom Pulse for anything, Stony Silence, Tron, Affinity, and Thoughtseize to get rid of our opponent's answers or their threats. And then the last couple sideboard cards, we got a couple of Worships, buying some time against combo decks, and a Gideon, which is great against controlling decks that might have wrath effects, things like that. Just a great way to win attrition matchups. And that is Vizier Druid combo for Modern. And that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.